Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Sports Blitz here, and we're back with another NFL mock draft. Before we get into it, guys, we are only 23 subscribers away from 1,000. That's a huge milestone on YouTube for me, so if you guys could help me reach that goal and subscribe, and also be sure to leave a like on the video, that'd be super appreciated. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting with the number 1 overall pick, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Evan Neal. I feel like Evan Neal is he's just a generational talent at tackle. I mean, he's played right tackle and left tackle and played phenomenally at both spots. I feel like the Jags, even if they are able to re-sign Cam Robinson, which I think they should make an effort to. I think Cam Robinson played pretty solid this year. Even if they are able to re-sign him, you can put Evan Neal at right tackle and have one of the better tackle tandems in the league. I feel like protecting Trevor Lawrence is really probably their biggest priority. I know they need receivers too, but receivers are something I would probably address either in free agency or, a little bit later in the draft. I feel like they can get some pretty solid weapons in this draft. But number 2 pick, we have the Detroit Lions taking Aiden Hutchinson. Lions need that really dependable, solid pass rusher, and Aiden Hutchinson can be that. I feel like edge is one of the most obvious needs for the Lions, if I'm being honest. Then with the number 3 overall pick, usually I actually have Kyle Hamilton going to the Texans. I think this time I'm going to actually have them take Kayvon Thibodeau. They haven't really had a really great pass rusher since J.J. Watt had his 16-sack season in 2018. That's quite a bit of time to go without having a really reliable pass rusher. Just adding a dependable pass rush to this defense would do wonders for it. So I think that's a really smart idea for them. If they were open to the idea of sliding Laramie Tunsil to right tackle, a guy like Akeem Ekwonu would also be, possible right here. I personally don't think Akeem Ekwonu can play on the right side. I don't think his skill set will really work on the right side. But if they want to put Laramie Tunsil there, they can. I think the safest pick right here is to go with Kayvon Thibodeau, though. Then for the Jets, with those guys off the board, I'm going to do something that probably a lot of Jets fans aren't a huge fan of, and I'm going to take George Karlaftis. Jets do need some pass rush help, but if they can get a guy, really any one of these top 3 pass rushers, as well as when Carl Lawson comes back, that pass rush is going to be a lot better. It's also going to help guys like Quinnen Williams get more production as well. That defensive line is going to be a lot better in that case. I know some Jets fans may not like how early it is for Karlaftis, but he's worth it. You could get a guy like Kyle Hamilton. You could get a guy like Derek Stingley. Even Akeem Ekwonu, if you wanted to possibly try him at right tackle. I feel like Charles Cross would do better as a right tackle than Akeem Ekwonu. And I actually prefer Ekwonu over Cross. That's skill set and fit really plays a big part in the draft. That's something you guys got to realize. You've got to put the right players in the right scheme. But then here for the Giants, we are going to go ahead and give them Akeem Ekwonu, and my reasoning for that is Andrew Thomas. He had a great year at left tackle, but I feel like you could honestly put him at right tackle and he'd be honestly pretty dang good. Worst case scenario, he doesn't work out super well at right tackle, so you slide him back at left tackle, and then put Akeem Ekwonu at left guard. I mean, Ikem Ekwonu, in my opinion, can be a dominant guard in the NFL. That is my honest opinion on it. He moves people. He can really help out whoever's back there at quarterback or Saquon. So I think Ikem Ekwonu is a really good pick for the Giants. Then here for the Carolina Panthers, I am going to have them take. I'm going to go ahead and have them take Tyler Linderbaum for this one. My reasoning for that is I don't feel like they really desperately need a tackle right now. My reason for that is Taylor Moton was really solid there at right tackle. But then when Brady Christensen actually got snaps at left tackle, he played really well. He instantly kind of became the Panthers' second best offensive lineman. So I feel like the Panthers' offensive line needs a really more on the interior, and a guy like Tyler Linderbaum would do wonders for that offensive line. So then here for the Giants, again, they're back on the board. We're going to go ahead and give them... This may be a little bit early. Let me know what you think of this, Giants fans. I'm going to go David Ajabo. I feel like they could really use some edge rush help. Get some help for Azeez Ojulari. Yeah, I just feel like that's a really solid combo. And really, where they're both still really young, that's going to be a nice combo to watch for years to come. Then here for the Atlanta Falcons, we're going to go ahead and take Derek Stingley. My reason for that is A.J. Terrell had an insane year this last year. I thought he was a top 3 corner, in my opinion. And you add Derek Stingley, that instantly becomes one of the best cornerback tandems in the league. I truly believe Derek Stingley is going to be shut down in the NFL. So, then here for the Broncos, we're going to go ahead and give them Kenny Pickett. I feel like really my top 2 quarterbacks in this draft are Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis. Pickett, I would say, is more NFL ready. And doesn't have quite as high of a ceiling as Malik Willis, but Malik Willis has probably another year or two to develop before I think he would be really NFL ready. And I think where the Broncos want to win now, I think they can win now with Kenny Pickett. So, all right, so at number 10, the Jets are back on the board, and we are going to go ahead and take Kyle Hamilton here. I feel like Kyle Hamilton's really someone that could be in play at number 4. But, obviously I decided to go George Karlaftis. But with Kyle Hamilton, it really helps the back end of that secondary. I know Jets fans have said that the Jets don't really value safety the same way that a lot of other teams do. I feel like guys like Kyle Hamilton don't really come around as often as, a lot of other safeties. I feel, because an argument I actually heard the other day was that, yeah, they didn't value Jamal Adams a whole lot, and he was taken as the number 6 pick, and look where that happened. Kyle Hamilton is a much better prospect than Jamal Adams was at the time. And Jamal Adams, he was never looked at as a guy that that could play free safety. He was always strictly that, box safety that, can obviously come up and help the run, can blitz, and really help cover tight ends. He was never that free safety that you could put in the back end of your defense and, really rely on to help against deep passes. Kyle Hamilton can do that. So I think it'd be dumb for the Jets to pass on him. Then here for the Washington football team, we're going to have them take Matt Corral from Ole Miss. I think he's the second most ready quarterback right now. In fact, he actually might be the most ready, for being honest. I don't like his ceiling quite as high as, a Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, but in terms of what he can give that team right now, I think that's the best option. Then for the Minnesota Vikings, we're going to go ahead and give them Andrew Booth. I really like Andrew Booth. I don't understand why a lot of people don't. I know he's had a couple injury concerns, and he's had like 2 bad games his whole college career. Guys, every corner will have a bad game here and there. But you look at the rest of his games, he shut down his receivers. So yeah, I don't understand why more people aren't real high on him. Then for the Cleveland Browns, I think they truly need a wide receiver. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Garrett Wilson again, like I have been. I feel like he's kind of becoming my favorite like overall receiver. Traylon Burks is getting up there. Traylon Burks is really, really close for me. But I'd say Garrett Wilson may be a little bit higher right now, and that's exactly what the Browns need. For the Baltimore Ravens, we are going to go ahead and give them Kenyon Green from Texas A&M. They need some offensive line help. I don't want to take Charles Cross right there because, yeah, he's better than Alejandro Villanueva. But like I've mentioned before, the Ravens run a heavy zone run scheme, and Charles Cross is more of a tackle that is going to be almost strictly a pass blocker. He doesn't have the power that he can just move people off the line. He's more one of those, I guess you could say, versatile or elusive tackles that, has quick feet, good with his hands, that will really do well against, like, speedy edge rushers. I don't think he's going to do well. Well, okay. He'll probably be better than Alejandro Villanueva, regardless, okay? But just in that scheme, where it's a heavy zone run scheme, I don't think he's going to be quite as good as a run blocker. So we're going to get Kenyon Green instead because I feel like he can honestly be a really good run blocker for the Ravens. Really help them, do what they want to do. But then here for the Eagles, we're going to go ahead and take Devin Lloyd. We've explained this a million times, guys. I love Devin Lloyd to the Eagles. I don't see a better fit in this draft. Like, Lloyd to the Eagles is just perfect. I love the sound of it. But then for the next pick, we're going to go ahead and actually have the Eagles take wide receiver Traylon Burks. Like I was mentioning, he's really up there with possibly my favorite, my favorite receiver in the class. Him and Garrett Wilson are neck and neck for me. I feel like where Jalen Hurts has, a good route running, good hands receiver in Devontae Smith, getting a big body receiver that would be good for contested catches in Traylon Burks would be really, really good for Hurts and that offense. Then for the Chargers, we're going to go ahead and give them Jordan Davis from Georgia. I feel like they really need some interior D-line help. I've mentioned before, I don't think that Jerry Tillery and Linval Joseph are really getting the job done super well. And Linval Joseph is also projected to be a free agent this offseason. So, go ahead and just fix that problem altogether and get Jordan Davis. That's going to help your run game a ton. For the Saints, we're going to go ahead and give them Jameson Williams. I've mentioned plenty of times, I like Jameis Winston. I think he's talented. I think they should give him another year. And Jameson Williams is a good deep threat. Winston likes throwing the ball down the field. Yeah, it's not going to be your typical Saints offense that's, they're throwing 5, 10-yard passes and relying on receivers to make plays. It's, it's probably going to be more explosive with Jameis Winston and Jameson Williams. I know that's going to get confusing, but then with the Eagles back on the board, we are going to go ahead and give them Ahmad Gardner. I think Ahmad Gardner, Earlier on in the offseason, I actually liked Kyrie Lam a little bit more than Gardner, but after studying more of Gardner's tape, I think he's more clearly my number three corner. I love Elam still. I think Elam in most drafts would be number two or three corner. So I think Elam still deserves to be a first rounder, but Gardner is just he's just different. He is a baller. But then for the Steelers, we're gonna go ahead and give them. I usually go quarterback right here. I feel like where a guy like Charles Cross is on the board right here, it'd be dumb to pass on him. I mean, they've got to get protection for whoever's there at quarterback. Plus, there was a report that came out that said the Steelers are really fond of Dwayne Haskins, so they may honestly give him a year and see how he does. So in the meantime, they'll probably try to rebuild that offensive line. Here for the Patriots, we're going to go ahead and give them... We're going to go ahead and give them actually Chris Olave from Ohio State. Give Mac Jones another good weapon. I saw a lot of receivers dropping balls this year for the Patriots, and I don't I don't think Bill Belichick is gonna just let that fly. I think he's gonna look for another good receiver, and Chris Olave can instantly come in and probably be that number one receiver for them. But then for the Raiders, we're going to go ahead and give them DeMarvin Leal. Like I've mentioned before, I think it's the interior defensive line of the Raiders that needs help. Obviously, their edges are great. They've got solid linebackers. I like their linebacking core. So I'd say right there it's between DeMarvin Leal and Kyrie Lam. But we're going to go Leal right here. For the Cardinals, we're actually going to come in and take Kyrie Lam. Like I said, he's my number 4 corner in this draft, but most years he'd probably be number 2 or 3. So I really like him as a prospect. For the Dallas Cowboys, we are going to go ahead and give them... I feel like it might be a little bit of a reach right here for Roger McCreary, if I'm being honest. I like him more at the very, very end of the first, maybe even into the second round. I think we'll go ahead and have them take Nakobe Dean right now. I mean, with them likely losing Leighton Vander Esch in free agency, and obviously they lost Jalen Smith last year, they're gonna want a good linebacker in there to help out Micah Parsons. And Nakobe Dean, Micah Parsons, that's gonna be a nasty linebacker duo. But then for the Bengals, we're gonna go ahead and give them some protection. Yeah, I think Trevor Penning would probably be the best right here. I feel like he's the most balanced. Daniel Falele, for a team that really wants to run the ball a lot, Daniel Falele would be incredible. But I feel like the Bengals really like airing it out. So we're gonna take Trevor Penning right here. I feel like that's a better fit. Then for the Miami Dolphins, we're gonna go ahead and give them Trayvon Walker from Georgia. Go ahead and help out their pass rush quite a bit, because pass rush I feel like is definitely a hole for them. They could definitely use some help there. For the Bills, we're gonna go ahead and give them we're gonna give them Zion Johnson. I saw quite a few times this year that they weren't able to run the ball very effectively because their offensive line just wasn't moving people. Zion Johnson is gonna be a really good guard. I think he deserves more hype than he's getting. I think he's gonna be a really good guard in the league. Then for the Lions, we're gonna go ahead and give them Drake London from USC. I feel like they'll really, really benefit off having a big body receiver in Drake London that can make contested catches. And really, for a big body guy like that, I mean, he's like 6'4", 6'5", and Obviously, we haven't seen the combine yet, but I expect this guy to be running like barely over a 4.4, barely over a 4.4, and that's gonna be scary. That's gonna be yeah, that's gonna be scary in the league. But then we're gonna go ahead and give the Chiefs. We'll go ahead and give them Cam Thomas from San Diego State. Then the Bucks, I feel like they also definitely need a receiver. Obviously, we know the Antonio Brown situation, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to re-sign Chris Godwin, so we're going to go ahead and take Jahan Dotson. Then for the Tennessee Titans, we're going to be really bold here, okay? We're going to be really bold here and take Malik Willis. Now, let me explain myself. I like Ryan Tannehill. I do. I think he is a very, very serviceable quarterback. Obviously, with good talent around him like that, yeah, obviously they can go to the playoffs and make a deep playoff run. But I don't think he's ever going to be the guy that's going to win you the Super Bowl or anything like that. So what I would like to see is them take Malik Willis, obviously stick with Ryan Tannehill for another at least year, maybe 2. Let Malik Willis develop, and then in 2023 or 2024, let Malik Willis just unleashed, and I think that Titans team is going to be nearly unstoppable. And then lastly, for the Green Bay Packers, we're going to go ahead and give them... Ooh, you know what? I'm going to... I don't know if Packers fans are going to like this, but I say let's take best player available, and that's going to be Daxton Hill. I really like Daxton Hill. So I think that's a great pick for the Packers. So that's my mock draft. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below, guys. Again, we're 23 subscribers away from 1,000. So if you guys could help me out and subscribe, and also be sure to leave a like on the video, that'd be super appreciated. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Later.